I'll just repeat once again. Yes. Just wait. You have any doubt? Yes, Sai Vishrut?
Ma'am, you told everything is made up of matter, no ma'am?
Yes.
Means we are also made up of matter, ma'am.
You are a living thing or a non-living thing?
Living thing.
Everything is made up of matter. So the things which are kept there, they are made up of matter. Like table, from what it is made up of? It is made up of wood.
Wood.
Isn't it? So the things which we see around us, they are made up of matter. Just 1 second. You can see the screen? Okay, once again, I'll just try to play it for you. So here, if you see, what is matter? Matter is anything that has mass and occupies space is called as matter. Matter has mass. That is, matter has some weight. Like if you hold the book, it is of some weight, isn't it? If you lift a book, it will be of some weight, isn't it? Can you lift it easily? No, you cannot. If you just, it is a lightweight thing. Book is lightweight, you can lift it, but it will be of some weight. There will be a weight. You can measure it. You can measure the weight. But if you want to lift up a table or a chair, do it. You can lift it easily? No, because it will be of heavy weight. It will be of heavy weight. So some kind of matter that are very heavy, so you cannot lift. Some matter, some things like books, pen, and those are also come under matter. The matter is a thing which have some mass, mass is a thing which have some weight. It has some weight. For examples, if you see examples of matter, here you can see a glass of water. You can see a glass of water. So what water does? Water, if you just pour water in a glass. Now, if you see, first you just weight this glass without pouring the water. Without pouring the water, first you just check the weight of the glass. Now we will see, do water have any weight or not? We'll check by doing an experiment. So first we'll just check the weight of this empty glass. So first we'll check the weight of the empty glass and then we'll pour some water in that. We will pour some water in that. Now we will check the weight. So now the weight increases. Now the weight increases. So we can now see that water have some weight, isn't it? Water have weight. You just, for example, if you just fill the water in a bottle. Now, if the bottle is empty, it will be lightweight, isn't it? Bottle will have some weight, but not that much when it is filled with water. If you fill a bottle or a can, big can will be there, na? Bisleri, big can, water can. You know that? Can you lift it? Can you lift it? No, because it will be very heavy. It is filled with a lot of water. So now it shows that water have some weight. So now we'll see. We can now measure. It has some weight. Water have some weight. So now, if you can see here in this picture, it is already filled. This glass is already filled with water. Now, can you add anything to this tumbler? No, because it is already filled with water.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, what will happen if you add anything to this glass of water?
Ma'am, we can add salt now, ma'am.
You can add salt, but if you add anything just like a hard substance, then what will happen?
The water comes outside of the glass.
The water will fall down, isn't it?
Yes,
If you
ma'am.
add something, a solid thing inside it, then the water will fall down. And if you add some salt in that, what will happen?
Nothing. It will melt.
Melt?
Huh? Nothing will happen, ma'am.
It will melt? No, that's not the correct word. Just tell me the proper word for that.
It
It is soluble. It is soluble.
Soluble.
It is
What, ma'am?
because salt is completely soluble in the water. It is completely soluble. If you add some salt, then the water will not fall down. Why it will fall down? Why it won't fall down? Because salt is dissolving. Salt is dissolving in the water. It is soluble.
And sugar.
And even sugar also. If you add the sugar, 1 or 2 spoons of, not melt. It will not melt. It will dissolve. What it will do? It will dissolve. Sugar and salt will dissolve. They are soluble in the water. Soluble means they completely mix in the water. And the water will appear clear. And if you go on adding sugar, go on adding 10 spoons of sugar, then what will happen?
Water will spoil.
It won't be soluble.
Yes, ma'am.
It won't mix because only a little amount if you add, then it will be soluble. If you go on adding, then it won't be soluble. To a certain extent, it will mix into the water. To a certain extent, it will dissolve. After that, it will settle down. It will settle down. And now, if we see here, just 1 second, I think I have made it a little bit
back.
Yeah. So if you see here, just 1 second. So if you see this table, children, if you see this table, a table or any object kept on that table, it has some weight and it occupies space. So we can say that it is made up of matter. It is made up of matter. Something which occupies space. Might be anything like a book which is kept on your table, a bag, a table, a blackboard, anything which is there in your room, which is present around us. If it occupies space, if it has some mass, then it is said to be, it's made up of matter.
Mass.
And now we will see this air is made up of matter. Is air made up of matter? We'll see now. Now we'll do one experiment. We'll do one experiment.
What experiment?
We'll do one experiment. Like here, if you can see in this video, a balloon is being taken and its weight, we are checking the weight of the balloon, empty balloon. And again, we are filling the balloon and we are weighing it. Now, what is its weight here?
Man, one more experiment can I say? 2 grams.
What is its weight now? When it is empty, what is its weight?
1
gram.
1 gram.
And if you fill, what is its weight?
2 grams.
Yeah.
2 grams.
So now it means that air also has mass, air also have some weight. Air also have some weight. If you fill the balloon, filling the balloon in the sense, what you're filling inside the balloon?
Nothing. Air.
Air. Now the balloon is weighing. From 1 gram, it is weighing to 2 gram now.
Means 1 more gram bigger.
2 gram. So now air occupies some space.
Also, ma'am.
Yes. What you told?
We can know another extra also, no, ma'am? Yes, ma'am. We can do
Yes.
another experiment also.
We know, ma'am.
Yes, you know, then tell me.
Yes, ma'am. We should take one stick and place 2 balloons each side
Okay.
and fill in that air, ma'am.
Okay.
Take one chalk or a sharp item,
Okay.
and,
Yes.
and blast the one balloon.
Okay.
And another balloon has weight, so it is coming low, and
Okay.
no balloon is coming up.
Yes. So from that, what we can tell, what we can say?
Air has weight.
Air has weight. Okay, good. That's good. Okay, any other experiment?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
This is last year experiment, ma'am.
Okay.
No.
So from this, we'll conclude that air has some
Has weight.
Air occupies some space. Air is occupying space inside the balloon. Air is occupying space inside the
Balloon.
Balloon.
yes. So air, when it is present around us, we cannot see it. Can we see air?
No.
No, we cannot see. But it occupies space. How we know that it occupies space? Because air, if we just move our hand around us, just move your hand around us. Can you touch it? Can you touch
No.
it? No.
No, ma'am.
Fill it inside a balloon, then we come to know, we come to know that it occupies space and it has some weight. But we cannot even see it.
We can see and we can't touch also.
Yes.
Ma'am, we can't see, but we can feel, ma'am.
Yes, we can. Because we are inhaling.
Breathing.
Yes,
Breathing.
we are breathing. We are breathing in air. So from this, we come to know that air occupies space and air has some weight. Okay. So here what we have discussed in this video, everything around us, including the things which are present around us, they are made up of matter. Good. So matter is made up of tiny microscopic particles called molecules. So just 1 second, I'll just show you this. I'll just stop this share and I just want to show you something. So if you see in this picture, children, you can see a solid, liquid and gas. So here, if you see the solid, it holds some fixed shape. It has some fixed shape. But liquid, do it have fixed shape? No. A solid have fixed shape, and even it is very strong. It is very strong. If you just for example, a cube of a wooden piece. A wooden piece, if you take, if you just throw it, then you'll be hurt. It is very stiff. It is very strong, isn't it? If you just throw it, it won't be broken easily. It won't be broken easily. Now, if you come to liquid, what is its? Do liquids have any shape? No. When they are poured in a particular container, then they take the shape of that container. Okay, the liquids, they take the shape of that container, but liquids do not have any particular shape. And liquids, we can measure them. We can measure, and even in the case of gas, what happens? Do gas have any shape? No. They also take the shape of the container when we fill this gas inside a container. For example, you have the cylinder, LPG gas cylinder in your houses. So a gas is filled inside it. So the gas also takes the shape of a container. So I'll just give me a second, children. I'll just share one more slide with you. So here, if we see, in early days, the Indian philosophers, they have classified matter in the form of 5 basic elements as air, earth, fire, sky, and water. They are called as Panch Tattva. So Indian philosophers, they have classified the matter in 5 different basic elements as air, earth, fire, sky, and water. What they are called?
Tattva.
Panch.
Panch Tattva.
Yes, good. Panchatattva. So on the basis of this physical state of matter, matter is classified as solids, liquids, and gases. On the basis of physical state of matter, matter is classified into solids, liquids, and gases. On the basis of chemical composition of matter, it is classified as pure substances and mixtures. So now pure substances may be elements or compounds. Mixtures, now coming to mixtures, mixtures may be homogeneous and heterogeneous mixtures. Yes, Shishira, you have any doubt? You can unmute yourself. Shishira, I have unmuted you. You can tell me what's your problem. Shishira, you're not able to unmute yourself. Yes, Yuvanshri, any doubt? You have raised your hand. Any doubt? Are you able to unmute yourself? Shishira, you can unmute yourself. I think you're not able to do it. Okay. Just 1 second, children. I'll just try to admit the children who are coming in the class. Okay. Now, if we see this, so on the basis of physical and chemical states, on the basis of physical state, the matter is again divided, classified into solids, liquids, and gases. So the matter is again classified into solids, liquids, and gases. On the basis of chemical composition of matter, if we see the chemical composition, then they are classified into pure substances and mixtures. So in further in our class, we'll discuss what are these mixtures, what are these homogeneous mixtures, heterogeneous mixtures, elements and compounds. We discuss it in detail. Like what we have just earlier, when the beginning of this class, we just have discussed about 2 experiments, like mixing sugar in the water and salt in the water. What happens? They are completely soluble. So we are going to learn about those experiments also in this further in our class. So now children, here if we see physical state of matter, if we see, firstly I just want to explain you about the matter, children. About the matter, if we come to the matter, just I'd like to share this and just stop sharing it. Just 1 second, children. Yes, yes, you can see this clearly. I'll just move it here. If you could see this. Now, we have gone through this, that everything around us is made up of matter. Isn't it, children? Matter can be divided as solid, liquid, or gases on the basis of their physical states. Besides these 3 physical states, children. Okay, what are the 3 physical states? Can anyone just tell me? Raise your hands. I'll give you the chance to tell me the answer. What are the 3 states on the basis of physical, on the basis of their classification, on the basis of physical states? They are classified into, matter is classified into 3 states. What is that? What are the 3 states? Okay, I'll give you the chance to Adrika first. Lasya, wait 1 second.
Solid, liquid, gas.
Good. Solid, liquid, and gaseous.
Gas.
Okay, Lasya. Yes, Lasya, you can unmute yourself. Yes.
The three states of physical states, they are solid, liquid, gas.
Okay. Yes. Sai Vishrut.
Ma'am, solid, liquid, and gas.
Good. So they are divided into solid, liquid, and gaseous state on the basis of their physical properties. So beside these three physical states, children, there are a few more states. They are two other states of matter also. There are two other states of matter. What are they? They are plasma state, and Bose-Einstein condensate. The two other physical states beside these three, solid, liquid, and gas, there are two other states of matter. What are they? They are plasma and Bose-Einstein condensate, BEC. It is called as Bose-Einstein condensate. The one is plasma and the other one is Bose-Einstein condensate. Okay. Apart from the three physical states, there are two more states. But these three states we commonly see. We cannot see these two states. At very low temperature, Bose-Einstein condensate state of matter is present. When it is present at very low temperature, it is a fused solid state, children. The Bose-Einstein condensate can be seen at very low temperatures. Yes, who's that? I have just muted you all. Again, someone is speaking. Okay, at very high temperature. And now when we can see this plasma state exists at very high temperatures. Plasma state exists at very high temperatures. And when we can find this Bose-Einstein condensate? Bose-Einstein condensate state of matter is present at
low temperature.
yes, very
Low
low
temperature.
temperature. And when we can see the plasma state?
High temperature.
At high temperature.
High temperature. Who can't be able to hear me? Even your voice is very low. I can't hear your voice. Shishira? Okay, children. So is this clear with the plasma and Bose-Einstein condensate? Okay, is this clear, children? What is matter made up of? Matter is made up of? Okay, just 1 second, children. So here, if you can see the objects, a wooden table, a log, a wood molecule. These are all the objects which are the objects which are present around us. They are all come under matter. So they all have molecules inside them which are very tightly packed. They don't have any spaces in between. They are very tightly packed. Okay, if you can see, are they easily, can they move easily like water? No, we cannot. They are not moved easily. Now, if you see this water, we can pour the water easily into another container, and even the water, it takes the shape of the container. And if you just keep it in the refrigerator, what happens? It becomes an ice. It changes its shape. It becomes like a solid. It becomes a solid. It changes its shape. And again, if you just melt this ice, again it changes into water. Okay, children, just wait 1 second. I just want to share another slide. Yes. So if you see the physical nature of the matter, children, matter is made up of particles. The particles of matter are very tiny. You cannot even see it. They are very small, very tiny. So the particles of matter have space in between them. The particles of matter that are continuously moving, which we see around us. The particles of matter, they are continuously moving. If you see around your air, if the sunlight, if you just keep a torchlight, you can see small particles, they'll be moving in the air, isn't it? We cannot see them. We cannot see with our naked eye. So these particles of matter, they attract each other. So now the particles which are present in the air, we are talking about the particles which are present in the empty space which is there around us. So they are small, tiny particles around us. Now, if we do, we'll just do an experiment, children, to check whether matter is made up of particles or not. Now, take some water in a beaker and note its level. Dissolve some salt or sugar in it. With the help of a glass rod, stir it. The salt dissolves in the water, but the level of water does not change. Why it does not change? This is because the particles of water get into the spaces between the particles of water. There are some spaces in between the water. Inside the molecules of water, there are small spaces. So what does salt or sugar do? When we mix it, it dissolves. It dissolves and it just goes and sits in between. The salt, small particles of salt, they go and sit in between the spaces of water. Small spaces will be there. If you can see this picture, the yellow color, the sugar particles, they are sitting in between the spaces of water. They'll be sitting. Now all the spaces will be filled. If all the spaces will be filled, then what happens? If you add extra amount of sugar or salt, then there will be no space. Then they have to settle down. They will not dissolve. They will not dissolve because there is no space in between. No extra space. If in your classroom, there will be a space of only 30 students, no other student will come and sit. If there is no space, then what he will do? He will go out of the class, isn't it? Or he will stand somewhere because there is no place. In the same way, here in the water, there are spaces, small spaces in between the water molecules. So the salt or sugar, if you add inside it, they will go and sit, they will go and settle in between the spaces. So this shows that matter is made up of particles. Okay, is it clear, children? It is clear now. Have you understood? Okay, we'll do one more experiment. We'll see one more experiment. The particles of matter are very tiny. To see this, we'll dissolve 2 to 3 crystals of a potassium permanganate. It is a small piece. It is a chemical which is being added, a colorful solid. Potassium permanganate is in pink color. It is a colorful solid which is being added in the water of 100 ml. Then take 10 ml of this solution. From this first beaker, take 10 ml in a small test tube and then add it to another 100 ml of water. Take 4 glasses of water. Take 4 glasses, in that add 100 ml of water. Okay, add 100 ml of water. Then to this first beaker, you just add 2 to 3 crystals of potassium permanganate. From that, you're taking 10 ml and then you're adding it to another beaker. Then from that you'll take 10 ml and add it to another 100 ml of water. Now if you see, the color of the solution is slightly changing. It is dark in color in the first beaker, isn't it? And then the second beaker, it is slightly, the color is reducing. The color is reducing. And the last beaker, the color is very dim. It is not that much dark.